for week 24, days 162 through 164. So day 162, we were in Sierra City and decided to take a Nero. Unfortunately, the power was out, so we couldn't charge any of our stuff. Yeah, we didn't spend too much time there. We spent the night in Sierra City. So spent the night there and had breakfast, and then made our way to this place called Downieville. So we got hitched there, and it's not too far from Sierra City, and it's a lot bigger. So if I could do everything again, I would probably skip Sierra City because it's really small. It's very cute though. And go to Downieville because there's more options for like resupply. It's just a little further away. I think it's like a 12-mile hitch or something like that from the trailhead. So maybe a little bit more, but yeah, I would probably do that instead. So future PCT hikers maybe consider going to Downieville. It's not talked about a lot on like gut hooks, but we found out for ourselves it was kind of a better place to stay. Lots of restaurants, and there's a big like mountain biker community there. So lots of mountain bikers around. I don't know if there was like a competition going on or what, but yeah, Downieville was pretty great. So we got lunch there, charged our stuff, and then headed back to trail. And it took a little while to hitch from Downieville to the trailhead, but somebody eventually stopped. So yeah, recommend Downieville. Day 163. Oh, and we hiked 5 miles after that too. So we did kind of a smaller, narrow day. But so yeah, day 163, the next day, decided to hike 30 miles. I thought my 30-mile days were over, but there was a really cool looking cabin about 30 miles away. So we decided to push it and do that. So well worth it. There was solar in the cabin actually, so we had lights and everything, and there were these 2 hunters that were staying there as well. So yeah, that was a pretty cool stay, especially because it was quite cold that night. So stayed in the cabin, and day 164 we had a pretty big incline day. So gained about 9,000 feet in a day there. And we hiked to Donner Pass. So we stopped at, there's this like ski lodge there, and it was still open in kind of the off season. So that was really nice. And there was this couple that we saw going over Donner Pass hiking, and they asked if we were PCT hikers, and they said, oh, we're trail angels, and talked for a little bit and thanked them for what they did for the trail community. And we ended up seeing them at the Donner Ski Pass Donner Ski Lodge, and they ended up paying for they just like came in, said hi, and did their own thing, and then left. And they ended up like paying for our lunch, so that was really, really sweet. And I didn't even say thank you. So I guess I'll do it on here. Thank you for paying for our lunch. That was really, really sweet. So yeah, kept hiking, and it's really neat to kind of go see the Donner Pass area. So that was the first 3 days of the week, and I will update you soon on the rest of the week. Update for week 24, days 165 through 168. So day 165, not too much to report that day. Just really beautiful scenery. We were hiking through like ski areas, so there were ski lifts everywhere through like the Tahoe area. So yeah, just beautiful hiking that day. We did about 22 miles, I think. So yeah, surrounded by beautiful scenery, looking more Sierra-like every day. Day 166, unfortunately, Calzone wasn't feeling so good, so she decided to bail out on one of the side trails to get to Tahoe. So she did that, and Steve and I kept hiking. And so there was really beautiful scenery and a lot of lakes at this point. So we had lunch. We did about 20 miles, and we had lunch at Middle Velma Lake, and we were like the only people there. And it was the sun was pretty hot, so we decided to go swim. And I could stay in for like maybe 5 seconds, and I had to get out because it was so cold. But Steve like went swimming for a long time, and I don't know how he did it, but yeah, it was a nice little ice bath, I guess you could say, for the body. So that was really nice. And then we hiked over Dick's Pass, which wasn't really intense, luckily, but it was very beautiful looking over at Dick's Lake. And then we hiked over to the other side of the pass, and there were a ton of lakes over there. So we camped by Susan Lake, which was really, of course, really beautiful. So yeah, really great day for hiking. Beautiful stretch right before Tahoe if you're going southbound, near like, yeah, Dick's Pass to the highway that goes into Tahoe. That stretch is just gorgeous. And there were a lot of, what's the trail called? It's the Tahoe Rim, I think. TRT, Tahoe Rim Trail. There were a lot of people hiking the Tahoe Rim Trail. So it was somewhat crowded. So it was a little hard to find a camping spot, but we did. So yeah, day 167, hiked 11 miles into town, or well, to the highway that got us to Tahoe. So had a nice leisurely breakfast by the lake, and then hiked by Aloha Lake, which was really cool. And yeah, a really huge lake, looks very Sierra-like, and lots of boulders and everything. So I'll show you footage of that, of course. So had a little snack there just to kind of linger, and then made it to the road. And unfortunately, it was kind of a tough hitch. The road into Tahoe, I think it was like Highway 11 or something. The cars are going really fast, so we had to make sure to like place ourselves right on the road so people could like pull over. There was a place to pull over right where the trail hit the road, luckily. So after maybe like 15 to 25 minutes, we got a hitch into town and met Calzone at a coffee shop. So she made it into town as well the previous day. So met her at the coffee shop and just lingered there, and found a trail angel to host us. So thank you, Cindy. You're amazing host. So we went to Cindy's place, and she had like a hot tub, and I really wanted to like bake because I love to bake, and I haven't done any baking in like 5 months. So that was kind of one of my asks for this, and she was like, oh yeah, sure. So the next day I ended up baking a lot. So day 168, we took a 0. We were waiting out a storm, so we decided to take, I think, 2 zeros. So then that'll obviously go into next week as well. But decided to take a couple zeros to wait out the storm. It ended up snowing quite a bit. So we just stayed inside and got our boxes from the post office, and did our laundry and all that stuff. And I made, what did I make? Cake and brownies, and we made like a spaghetti dinner and that sort of thing. So yeah, nice leisurely stay in town. So yeah, that was really nice to be like warm. So anyway, I will update you guys on week 25 soon. Yep, this is Heather Lake. It is beautiful. Taking a break at Aloha Lake. Show you how beautiful it is. A little windy. But gorgeous. Gear update for week 24. So this is the week where I got all of my cold weather gear because we knew it was going to get chilly. So I got, let's see, I actually got an extra puffy just because I had one, the Patagonia one that was really, really light. So I don't like to hike in this puffy. I like to keep it dry. So yeah, I usually keep this for like if I sleep or like in the mornings or something. So excuse me. So I got an extra puffy, got an extra base layer, waterproof socks and gloves. I got my trekking poles that extend in case there were some river crossings. I didn't think there were going to be too many at this point in time, but just in case, got my other trekking poles that extend. What else did I get? My bear canister, of course, because that's required south of Tahoe, or like in the Sierra area. And so we were just beginning to enter the Sierra. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, just wanted to make sure I would be warm. Oh yeah, and my hiking, my Eddie Bauer hiking tights. So yeah, was preparing for that. And I also had a couple of rips, I think I mentioned in the previous week, in my my actual glove liners and my sleeping bag liner. So I mended those while I was at Cindy's place with floss and my sewing needle that I carry at all times. So did a lot of mending and repacking for the week to come.